to stop what you're doing and listen.
Hello and welcome to episode 34. I am Mosh and I'm joined by the BOOTYGOD.
Still thinking about renaming.
To
That's classified.
the Nose God. Just hit up every part of the body.
No!
Why?
Every part of the body.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have weirdos come into my chat be like, so do you like feet? Do you like armpit?
Yeah, second thought, don't do that. The Foot God.
Please no. I'd rather sooner die than rename it to that. I'm usually an accepting guy, and I don't kink shame, but feet, no. Just no, stay away from me if you like feet.
It's weird. It's
Stay away.
It's just weird. This is the first episode where I don't have an article to read.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I think the big thing to kick it off is Modern Warfare. We played it. PS4 exclusive. Okay. This is like super early impressions because there's only 2v2. There are no perks, no kill streaks, don't have access to all the guns, and we played on super small maps, so we don't know what the normal maps look like or how they're laid out or anything like that. So it's pretty bare bones. Actually, we did have a perk though. I found out that everyone had blast shield on by default, which is basically flak jacket. So that would probably explain why explosives were not all that powerful, although I was killing people in one shot with claymores, so I'd say claymores are powerful.
Brag more, why don't you?
Hey, those were some nice rounds, though.
In fair defense, that one round I think you're talking about, they legit had no idea what to do, because I managed to get, 6 kills on them?
So I'd say the game feels good. Like, the way the guns act, the gunplay overall feels good. I don't think that recoils too much. I saw some people complaining about it, but I shot one of the guns at a wall and it had no recoil whatsoever. So I think it's just like kind of like the animation and the way like the gun kicks back. I think that's messing with people's heads and they're thinking it has a ton of recoil when it really doesn't. But I like the fact that you can now reload while still aiming down your sights. That's a pretty cool new feature. Another thing I noticed is that when you're prone, you can't move if you're aiming down your sights. You have to look out of your sights and then move. So that's an interesting change. The Deagle's pretty gnarly. That's probably the first gun I could easily say is overpowered. It's a 2-shot kill, and it's 1-shot kill to the head.
What was that? I think it was the Olympia where you could like almost cross map someone.
Yeah, the Olympia with the scope on it was, or whatever the name of the gun is. It's the Olympia.
It looks like the Olympia.
But yeah, that thing with the scope on it has some range. With the 1-shot gun, was it the 860? It's perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. No nerfs or anything, please. Just leave it.
Oh, it'll get nerfed. You already know it will. People love to complain about shotguns because they don't rationally try and counterplay them. So they just have to complain about it.
Give me a Call of Duty game with a good shotgun. I actually don't mind the 2v2 mode. I played it for 3 days and never got bored. So I think that says something. I'm probably not going to play it when the full game comes out because I'm really, really interested in the 20 versus 20 because I think that's where this game is going to shine. But
dude, the 100 player though, 100 mode,
well,
that's really gonna be if it's really good and not
if it's a battle royale, then I don't know. But if it's like 50 versus 50 TDM or 50 versus 50 domination, I'm in.
50 versus 50 domination. Let that sink in. Think of how hectic domination already is in like games like Black Ops 4 or Modern Warfare. Now scale that to 50 versus 50. The moment you jump out of your spawn, you're probably getting no-scoped by some dude.
Also, the minimap never came into play, but then again, we were playing on super duper small maps. So, like, the fact that there's no minimap in 2v2 is perfect. Like, that's how it should be. Because it just makes it more intense. If you're in a 1v2 or just a 1v1 and you really have no idea where the other person is, it just adds to it.
It doesn't help that you can't hear footsteps either.
Oh, dude,
you need some really good headphones or your volume cranked all the way to be able to hear someone coming up on you.
Yeah, the only time when I heard people was when they were like right up on me and it was too late. I think the directional audio might be a little messed up because there was one match on Pine where I swear I heard someone to my right. They were like, it was like northeast. It was like in front of me, but to the right. I got shot in the back. He was directly behind me. but it sounded like he was off to the right. So that was weird.
Overall, I'll say it's a pretty good alpha.
Yeah, it ran pretty well. I think I only lagged like once, and it was for a second. Like there's just a little stuttering, but I felt like it ran smooth. It played smooth. It felt smooth.
The guns look smooth.
Yeah, the sounds. I think the gun sounds great. The animations are cool. When you shoot for a while and the smoke comes out of the barrel, like when you're reloading, that's cool. Did this game feel kind of like Siege though when you're shooting guns?
Yes, it just appearance alone already gave me a feeling of Siege.
Because you die really fast in this game, which is like the standard Infinity Ward thing. But like you pair dying fast with just how the guns fell, and it just reminded me of Rainbow Six Siege. But it played like Call of Duty. Again, though, I'm trying not to get my hopes up too much because, like I said, there's no perks, no kill streaks. We don't know how good the maps are, and those are pretty big things. Because if the perks are not laid out correctly, people will come up with combinations that could ruin the game. Look at Modern Warfare 2. One Man Army and Danger Close were two separate categories, and that pretty much ruined the game. Now, kill streaks, if they're super overpowered, that's not going to be fun. If they're underpowered and not fun to use, that's also not fun. And if the maps in general just suck, then that's also not fun. Because there's really no coincidence that my favorite Call of Duty games, multiplayer-wise, also happen to be the ones that have the best maps. So it's all important stuff that we have not experienced. Another game I got to test was Halo Reach on PC. I got sent an invite. It's for the firefight mode, which is like a wave-based mode. The version I played was like grenade launchers only. It worked fine for the most part. I tried using a controller, and I went into the settings, and it says what input device do you want, and keyboard and mouse or controller. And if you pick controller, it won't let you change the bindings on it. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I went into a game, and, like I'm using a PS4 controller. The X button would be to jump, and that's what it did. The square button would be to reload. But when I went to reload and press square, I jumped. So two buttons were jump buttons, and I couldn't reload. So I had to just completely deplete my ammo for it to automatically reload. I could not use my class ability, like the sprinting or jetpack, that stuff. So I disconnected the controller. I don't know if it's because I'm using a PS4 controller and it's an Xbox game. Like, maybe they just don't support PS4 stuff. I don't know. But then I just switched to mouse and keyboard. I went in, did all the keybinds, which it does let you do, and it worked perfectly. Like, there's no issues at all. There's 3 graphical settings. I don't know if this is going to change on release, but they had performance, which reduces the graphics a little bit, but helps with like the frame rate. They had normal, which is just equal. And then they had, I think it was enhanced,
which goes up to 4K.
I guess you can go nuts with frame rate. There's an option to cap it or just let it go wild. And then you can go with your field of view. I always stick with 90, but I didn't see what the max was. I should have checked.
You can also turn off motion blur, which is pretty nice. I don't know who would enjoy motion blur in Halo.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing with Modern Warfare. Motion blur is on by default, as well as film grain. And I don't understand that because everyone just turns them off. Like, they should be off by default. I don't get that at all. But yeah, it plays smooth. It's Reach. Looks like Reach. Feels like Reach.
Remember Reach.
Keeping on with the Halo theme. Well, not really. Well, I mean, Bungie made Reach, but they're not involved anymore. I'm talking about Destiny 2 now. There's a connection. So recently, the Destiny 2 transfer between Battle.net to Steam is live.
Wait, what? Seriously?
It's live, but you can't play it. You can't play it on Steam yet, but you can just start the transfer process. It'll go live on October 1st when the expansion drops. But yeah, basically, if you go to Bungie.net, there will be a thing there, and you just follow the instructions. Basically, you just need to link your Battle.net account and your Steam account to your Bungie account, and then there's a few more steps you have to take, but that's you want to transfer that. And then also they enable cross save. So if you want to play, or if you play on console and you want to keep playing on your save on PC or vice versa or whatever, you can do that now. That is live, and it's basically the same thing. Just link your PSN, Xbox. Basically just link everything if you have it.
But can you play like on PC with a friend that's on console though?
No. Cross play is not live. Or it's not a thing yet.
Oh, I was about to say, when you said not live, that actually kind of got me happy.
I believe they are looking into it, though. Like, I'm pretty sure they're looking into it.
Like, at this point, I just feel that crossplay should be something that more games are looking into. I don't get the whole fan supported rivalry between all these different companies. Like, if they can make crossplay happen with like practically little to no issues, go for it. Like, yeah, there's gonna be people that might not buy it on one specific console, but who cares? You're still gonna get your sales. You're still gonna get your money at the end of the day. People get to play with their friends that might be separated, whether like on PlayStation or PC or Xbox or Nintendo.
There really shouldn't be any issues. Because, like, if it's PvE, like, everyone can play together. That's not a problem because you're all on the same team. But if it's PvP, just separate them. Or just do what Fortnite does.
Isn't Fortnite like, if everyone's on console, they're only gonna like, for most part, they're gonna get matched up against console players. But if there's someone that's like on PC in their group, they're probably gonna run into more PC players.
Yeah, like the only way a console player can face a PC player is if that console player joined a PC player's party.
Crossplay, make it happen, people.
Those two Destiny 2 related things are a go. I transferred my Destiny 2 from Battle.net to Steam, even though I've never played it. Because we got it free when they had it free for like a weekend a few months ago or whatever.
That's the only reason I have Destiny 2.
Yeah, I downloaded it just to make sure it like stuck to my account or whatever, and then I immediately uninstalled it.
But did you download The Sims 4 and Assassin's Creed Unity?
Sims 4, yes. Assassin's Creed, no. And the only reason I didn't play Destiny 2 when I downloaded it is because I didn't want to start a new character. But now that cross-save is live, like, I might have to look into it, or might check it out. That's enough first-person shooter talk for today. Let's get to that Mortal Kombat 11. Let's get to that Combat Pack 1. So what happened during the reveal trailer? Are there any dates you would like to mention?
Piss off. Okay, so let's see. If you've kept up Mortal Kombat 11, you've seen the teasers for Shang Tsung and Nightwolf, where it's kind of like a black, misty backdrop where it pans onto one character. You get like a visual or audio cue of the next character, and so on and so forth. And in this case, it's Shang Tsung appearing. You see Nightwolf appearing off screen in front of him with his glowing green signature green axe. And what I think this might be the best part about the trailer, which might surprise you, is when if you have headphones on, you can hear it better. But like this ambient screeching wail, and you see Sindel just like appear while floating. And I feel that was the best part about the trailer. Afterwards, you hear chains rattling. You see him flying across the ground. And who else? Big bad man himself, Spawn, appears, only to have that joy ruined by that obnoxious, oversaturated, overexposed, overrated cackle of that crappy Riddler rip-off Joker. And if you couldn't tell by now, I'm pretty much going to rip into Joker any chance I get. You get Arnold Schwarzenegger next as a T-800. And the best part is you see like the endoskeleton of him too, like the actual robotic parts, and it looks amazing. Even though they use like his Dark Fate appearance, he still looks great. It's as if they just modeled him, and it's near photorealistic when you have the right graphics. I'm still on the fence, more leaning towards disappointed. Like, it's a great pack, but those dates, my god, dude.
It's brutal.
We get Arnold in October at least, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, at least he's next.
Which makes sense because his film's going to come out in October, November. So that's obviously promotion. I'm actually hyped to see the film. The original director coming back to direct as if it's supposed to be like a direct sequel to Terminator 2. You have Sindel, and I think it's November, I'm pretty sure. November, December, something like that.
Terminator's October 8th. Sindel is November 26th.
Then you have Joker in January, which makes no sense because if they wanted to promote more openly for the film, you'd probably switch him out with Terminator or even Sindel. But he's a good couple of months after his film drops. By the way, if he doesn't say We Live in the Society in the film is an absolute failure. And the real kick in the nuts, Spawn. The hyped up character. People have been begging for him since, as far as I can remember, at least since Mortal Kombat 9. I'm pretty sure people have been begging for him far longer, but 9 is the farthest I can think back, clearly. We're getting them. But March 17th.
Mm-hmm.
And that's if you have the combat pack. So if you're like me and you're going to have to wait that extra week, you're pretty much getting them close to April. Which is such a kick in the nuts, because you're going to have Final Fantasy out by then. Cyberpunk's coming up. I think even you said maybe The Last of Us Part 2 might be dropping around that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a good portion of players would probably drop off by then.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming out around then.
I feel that it's not really NetherRealm Studios' fault. Like, you can try and put blame on them, but this definitely has Warner Bros. Shenanigans written all over it, because there's plenty of images. I'm sure you've seen them by now. The ones that have like that the Combat Pack owners first got when it was released, about how it mentioned Ash Williams, and you hear the chainsaw. So I feel that they had Ash ready to go, but Warner Bros. Like, no, let's just like shoehorn Joker in because money, dude. We can milk people for Joker. I feel that would explain why the dates are so atrocious. And why, if you look at when they show the dates underneath the characters, why Joker legit looks like a GTA 5 character compared to everyone else who's like almost hyper realistic. I'm blaming Warner Bros. For this. Like, NetherRealm Studios should probably grow a pair and stop, like, try and stand up to them a bit, but there's not much they can do at the end of the day, I'm guessing. But Warner Bros. Are definitely being held accountable for its atrocity.
I agree. I think if this was NetherRealm's decision, they would have these characters out ASAP. Like, they wouldn't care to wait. Like, once the character's ready, just put them out. But the overlords say otherwise.
Well, I am like sad that I have to wait so long for Spawn. I can also understand that it's not easy trying to put that kind of detail and care into characters, especially with Spawn, because Sindel and Arnold and even Joker, they're more or less already within the scope of like the cast. But this dude, Spawn, that big cape, you gotta make sure that thing's animated properly and it doesn't like go clipping to the ground or like through the character or something stupid. I'm pretty sure you played Soul Calibur 2 on Xbox at least once, right? Or you've seen gameplay of it?
I've seen it, yeah.
You remember when Spawn had that really big red boot?
Yes.
I feel like that's going to be in the game, and that's something that could also contribute to him needing more time to be worked on, along with the cape and the chains, especially.
Yeah, he could have a lot of cool customization.
His costumes, oh my god! Like, they could add in medieval Spawn, they could add Viking Spawn, they could add Angel or God Spawn, Gunslinger, I think it was World War II. World War II Spawn. He could have so many good costumes, but they would definitely take a lot more time and care to work out like the bugs with the animations, especially with Gunslinger, Angel. What was the other one? Medieval.
I just want to see his fatalities.
He's dragging you to hell. I know that much. There's no way he's not gonna. He easily has to drag someone to hell. I feel that if they don't use his Armageddon era like content for fatalities, I might be a little disappointed. And for context on it, it's pretty much like the End of Days Revelations going on, and except Spawn's been given like angel-esque abilities after facing Judas from the Bible in like a fight. You have to read it to just experience how weird it is, but I promise you it's amazing. And he's given these powers by Man of Miracles, who is pretty much like the be-all, end-all god. Like, if you think God and Satan are like up there, that's pretty much their mother or father, whatever it is. Pretty much gives Spawn those angel powers. He sees all these other hell spawns from past, and they're like, oh, you're a traitor. He's like, I don't care. And essentially, he just nukes the entire planet in seconds by just outstretching his arms in the air. Nukes the planet. I feel that could be a good fatality right there.
Yeah, nuking a planet.
Like, yeah, it hurt him emotionally, but he kind of had to.
Does Arnold voice the Terminator?
He does not.
What? How are you going to make him look like Arnold and then he doesn't voice him?
Warner Bros. Strikes again. Arnold Schwarzenegger will not be voicing T-800 in Mortal Kombat 11.
Well, that's another question, though. Like, if Ash Williams is a future character, is the guy that plays him going to voice him?
Bruce Campbell?
Yeah.
I feel like he would, because I remember in an interview, I can't remember when it was, but he said, like, live action wise, he's done with Ash, because I can kind of get he's probably getting old and he can't really keep up with the hijinks from like the Ash vs. Evil Dead days and all that, but he'd probably come back and like reprise Ash for like vocal work, which I'd be happy for. I really would be, because Bruce Campbell is an amazing man, and he made Evil Dead's Ash vs. Evil Dead is just so amazing. It's if you want that good balance between humor and nitty gritty, that's where you should look.
If Mark Hamill voices this Joker, will make you a little bit more happy.
Way. If they can't get Arnie, what makes me gonna get Mark? Because I'd arguably say Mark is leagues above Arnie, like in terms of fame. I love them both, but I'd be so pissed off, I'm not gonna lie. Like, yeah, I'd be happy that Mark's in here, but I'd also be pissed off that he's in here and Arnold's not. I actually forgot to mention something for Spawn. Today marks the day of issue 300 for Spawn. And it's a big moment for the series because from inception, concurrently up till today, and still past today, Spawn has been owned by none other than its creator, Todd McFarlane, who also created Venom back in Spider-Man a long time ago. So,
is he related to Seth MacFarlane from Family Guy?
Yes.
Wait, is he really?
No.
Oh.
It's such a big deal because most comics get passed off like a new writer, a new owner, like afterwards within the company. But yeah, Todd's own Spawn from start to finish.
To create something and have full control over it's gotta feel pretty good.
Especially with Disney and Sony running around.
Right, Disney? Right, Disney?
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Yeah, I wonder why.
I don't want to go.
I'm proud of Sony. Good for them.
Stick it to the mouse.
Exactly. All these other companies, just give in to Disney, and Sony's like, you know what? No.
Props to them for standing up to Disney. Easily.
It's just Disney being greedy, because if what I understand is correct, Disney owns 100% of merchandising, which makes a ton of money. So they own all the merch. They own all the other characters. So they get all that movie money from all the other Marvel characters. They get all the merchandising. And then they have the nerve to go up to Sony and say, hey, we want 50% of Spidey Boy. But it's just Disney greed, because they obviously agreed to the 95-5 split. So they were fine with it before. And then you want to boost that up to 50? It's a pretty big jump. I have nothing against superheroes, Marvel, DC, nothing. The fan bases are what irritate me. And I feel like it's the casuals. Ever since nerd culture and all this got popular, the casuals ruined it.
Oh, definitely.
The hardcore people that are really into it, they don't care if She-Hulk has a show or Miss Marvel. It might not be their favorite characters and they might not be excited, but they're not mad about it.
When I heard She-Hulk was getting her own show, I was actually really happy because I like She-Hulk for reasons.
Is it a couple of reasons?
Well, she's tall.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
She could crush my head. It's kind of good that they're getting their own series because that could expand. But from all the pointless backlash I'm hearing, it's just you don't really sound like a fan. You sound like a pissed off nerd.
Yeah, they just want their Captain Americas and Thors. And it's
dude, they're both boring though. That's the thing.
Yeah, we've seen these characters for years.
And Captain America's a Nazi, dude. He was literally a Nazi at one point in the comics. Like right now in the comics, there's an event called Absolute Carnage, where Carnage is pretty much like a god, and he's going around hunting people. Pretty much everyone that's worn the Venom symbiote. Spoilers, I should have prefaced for anyone listening to this that's reading it. Anyone that's worn a Venom symbiote has a piece of it that's still in their spine. And he's pretty much going around ripping out their spines and consuming it to grow stronger. Captain America, while still with Hydra, killed Red Hulk, Thunderbolt Ross, and Ross gets his spine stolen. Good job, Captain America. Good job. You killed the Red Hulk.
Captain America? Or Captain Nazi?
Captain Sieg Heil Mein-Führer.
They're just, the fan bases are they get so wrapped up in things that aren't real. None of these characters exist.
It's not bad to get wrapped up because then you have the people that are really enthusiastic and they want to share with everyone. They're those are the people that like you see at conventions having a good time.
I think maybe it comes down to bad timing. Because like this whole Spider-Man thing came out about him not being in the MCU anymore when the Amazon rainforest is currently on fire for the past 3 weeks. And like people care more about Spider-Man than our actual world burning.
I agree, but at the same time, I've seen plenty of people legitimately probably drop like trash and cigarettes, don't recycle, etc., posting about it. And it's just, there's a sense of irony there. Like you don't care about the environment enough, but now you're talking about the rainforest. But I do have to agree, there's definitely a time and place for everything.
Yeah, I think what made me mad the most was a few months ago when the Sonic trailer came out. Because that same day there was a shooting at a college.
There was?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And well, one of the guys sacrificed himself to stop the shooter.
Oh,
Gave
was
up
that
his life.
Was that like I think it was a student or faculty member that like tried to rush the dude with the gun?
Yeah.
Ah, God.
And he sacrificed himself. And instead of people, paying respects to him for what he did, they're just complaining about their stupid blue hedgehog not looking the way they want him to look.
The movie was going to be crap regardless. So
It's just, I don't know.
priorities, like it's pretty much like being at a like funeral and like whipping your dick out for some reason. Just doing something really stupid. There's a time and place for everything. I feel it goes hand in hand. Whipping your dick out at a funeral is stupid. It's not appropriate. There's a time and place for everything, and that's definitely not one of them. It's probably a very out of pocket analogy, but I feel it's appropriate for this situation.
And I know that there's a time and place for this next DLC, Red Dead Redemption 2. This is pure speculation. I think we're getting Red Dead DLC soon. And the reason why I think this is because not too long ago, at the Rockstar North office building, they had like a banner or a mural or whatever on the front of the building of Arthur Morgan. And I think they've had that up since the game came out or even since before. They recently took it down. So the first thing people thought of was, oh, they're going to announce Bully 2 and they're going to put up Bully 2 art.
Dude, please give us Bully 2. How long have we been waiting?
So people think Bully 2 is getting announced. And there's other people think that GTA 6 is getting announced. I don't think either of those are happening. Well, they're happening, but not yet. I think they're going to put up art of Red Dead Redemption 2 DLC, because that seems the most plausible thing. And I think it's Undead Nightmare 2. The other thing is Rockstar tried to like trademark something in Australia with the code name of Bonaire, which is like Bonaire. And Australia said no, like they banned it. So why are they trying to trademark something and it's so bad that Australia banned it? Might be too gruesome. So I Googled the Bonaire thing, and it is a island in the Caribbean. And what I was saying for Undead Nightmare 2 is you probably have to have it on Guarma, away from the mainland, for it to make sense with the story, and you probably play as Sadie.
Why Sadie?
She's the only character that makes sense. But I think Undead Nightmare 2 would be Sadie on Guarma, because you can't play as John, because in Red Dead Redemption 1 and Undead Nightmare, that's his first time ever encountering the zombies. And so since this game's a prequel, like you can't encounter them twice, and both times be like, what are these things? And it wouldn't make sense to play as Arthur, because what's he gonna do? Take a break from the gang, go fight a zombie horde, and come back? Be like, hey guys, what I miss? Why wouldn't the gang react to it? And if they did react to it, that means John would have to see the zombies, which then wouldn't make sense for the first game. So I think you play as Sadie. I think if it was on Guarma, though, people would be mad, because it'd be way better on like the main map, especially in the swamp areas. Plus, we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of the game in October. And what else happens in October? Halloween. What better way to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of the game and Halloween? Undead Nightmare 2. That's just my guess. I have no idea. Oh, and a fun fact. Last Halloween, when I was doing my playthrough of Red Dead Redemption 2, I was on Guarma that same day. Weird. Hello from Editing World. I am jumping in here real quick because I forgot to mention something. So during a panel at a convention, people will ask the actors about DLC, like what they want in DLC or if DLC is happening. And of course, they can't answer that. But during one of the panels, when DLC was brought up, Roger Clark, who plays Arthur Morgan, said that Rockstar is full of secrets. And I thought that that was interesting because he could just say, I don't know, or I'm not allowed to talk about it. But to say Rockstar is full of secrets, like, there might be something there. And he's a really, really nice guy. So I don't think he would purposely mislead people like that. I might be looking too far into it, or there could be something there. I'm going to pop back in during the weekly pick because I forgot to say something during that as well. But for now, I disappear.
Final Fantasy VIII, my favorite Final Fantasy, remastered. You can now pre-order it on Steam, on PlayStation, and if you do, get a nice little theme.
Oh yeah, I saw that theme.
It's $20.
Comes out in a few days.
I am very torn between pre-ordering it and not. Because it took me almost, what was that, like a year or two to beat it? No, actually just a year or two to like understand like the mechanics fully. I'm torn. But the models look so nice though.
Is it September 3rd it comes out?
Yep.
Yeah, that's not too far away. Did you say music, dog? There's a band. Ukrainian band by the name of Jinjer.
Okay.
I killed the build-up. I apologize. Released a new song called Judgement and Punishment off their new album Macro, coming out on October 25th.
Dude, October's just going to be so good.
Is that when Fit for an Autopsies comes out?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Actually, they might come out on the same day. Yeah, October 25th.
Two bands I enjoy.
On the same day?
Although I feel like Jinjer might edge out Fit for an Autopsy.
I like the song. She says booyah in it.
Did she?
Yeah.
I don't know how I missed that.
There's like a little part and she goes, booyah!
I feel like we're in a really good time for games and music.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
A lot of bands I felt weren't really getting out there. Like, they're dropping new stuff. More people are picking it up. Or like old-time bands I've like been with or like also dropping new stuff. Then you got games that you wouldn't expect or you didn't think were going to come out. They're coming. So this might be our golden era, if not the silver era of gaming and music.
The one interesting thing about their new album is it looks like Perennial is on it from their EP. It's the last song, but it's spelled backwards.
Does that make you happy? Because I know you liked Perennial the most off of their EP.
Well, not only is it spelled backwards, but it's 50 seconds longer. So I don't even know if it's the same song.
It could be.
Unless they changed it up a bit. So that's interesting.
Too bad Teacher didn't make. Which is a shame because Teacher is a pretty good song. It just didn't really have the music video I was expecting for it.
Was it a live video?
Yeah. It was good, obviously. But it's just like, I don't know. It's like whenever music videos drop, I generally don't expect live versions to come out until like a good bit afterwards. Like I generally expect like maybe some kind of themed video, like with Ice Nine Kills, a certain song with a certain
I'll get to
music
that in
video.
a minute. That's next.
Certain song didn't drop, a certain music video we've been thinking of, but they dropped a live version. So I just like themed music videos because they kind of tell a story.
Speaking of that Ice Nine Kills video, which would be for the song It Is the End, which is inspired by It, or Mr. Pennywise, the clown. I think it's coming very soon, like in the next week or so, because through investigations that I have conducted myself, the new It movie comes out on September 6th. Now, they could be waiting to release it a few days before, like they did with Stabbing in the Dark and the Halloween movie last year. But earlier this year, they had a petition going to get that song in the movie, and they were pushing it.
Wait, seriously? How did I not hear about this?
And out of nowhere, they completely stopped talking about it, which I thought was a little weird. Now, the label could have stepped in and said, hey, relax a bit. Or they secretly got word that the song might be in the movie, so that's why they stopped talking about it. Because they're on a label that's not... I mean, Fearless Records is,
they're a pretty decent label among
They
them.
have some power. So like maybe the label contacted whoever makes. I don't know who makes the It movies. I don't know if it's like Paramount or Lionsgate or I don't know who's in control of that. But maybe the label got in contact with them and said, "Hey, like we have a band that made a song that's dedicated to this. It'd be cool if we can get it in the movie. So maybe it'll be in the movie, like during the credits, not during the actual movie, because that it wouldn't fit. But then maybe they're waiting to release the music video right before the movie comes out. So if people hear the song, then there'll be a video that people can watch when they search it up. So I think between now and September 6th, that video will drop.
Either way, I'm hyped. As long if it oh my god, I was already gonna go see it, but I'm gonna be I can't even speak now. I'm gonna be anticipating the song now, so
I don't know for sure. I just thought it was weird that they were pushing this petition to get it in the movie, and then it just went completely silent.
I mean, going silent completely, not even like saying, "Okay, we didn't get it." That's definitely enough room for suspicion because that could be like some NDA kind of stuff right there. So when's the next Saw film so we can have the Jig Is Up played? When are we getting that Saw reboot? Because I know it's probably going to happen.
Well, we're in the age of reboots, so next year.
I mean, it could work. The original Saw had a decent plot, which is pretty much a pissed off dude torturing and killing someone who pretty much aborted his child because he wanted to steal something from his wife while she was working in a hospital or whatever. And then he just loses his marbles and starts testing quote unquote unworthy people and ends up getting killed himself by one of those people. So if they just run with that but make it less drawn out, it could probably be better. Because we didn't need that many songs.
It lasted too long. Weekly picks.
I have something in mind, but I don't think it's a good idea to mention it because it might open up a new topic that I don't feel you'd want on your podcast.
Uh-oh.
Do you care if I say it, or should I just avoid it?
Go for it.
That's my weekly pick. Not even really a weekly pick, just something of the week that I enjoyed was seeing Hassan get banned. All the Hassan fanboys like flocking and trying to harass you over it when you weren't even the one who said it.
I'll fight anybody.
8 rounds in the octagon?
Wouldn't even take 8.
I only say 8 because you gotta extend it. You gotta milk the money.
Oh yeah, for sure. Gotta get them sponsors.
Speaking of octagon, I've actually started taking up kickboxing. Was thinking about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but kickboxing, why not? It's closer. So that'll be interesting. So I guess that's also another weekly pick I could tie into, but yeah.
My weekly pick is a panel from a convention of the Red Dead Redemption 2 cast. Well, some of the cast. There's some anime convention. I don't know. But it's a YouTube video, and it's basically just a Q&A. Like, people come up, ask them questions, and they just answer. And some of the parts were funny. I don't know. I thought it was entertaining. Hello again from Editing Land. So, during this weekly pick, I forgot to mention that there are spoilers. Like, major spoilers. Someone says something to the actors, doesn't say spoiler warning, and it's a major thing that happens. So, I will tell you right now, spoiler alert if you watch the video. Now back to Editing Land I go. Plus, it seems like they enjoy doing these panels because they've done quite a few, and they're like always happy during them. Like, they're really proud of the game.
They should.
And they're just like nice, humble people, so which makes it even better.
Red Dead Redemption 2 was a great game.
I have the best weird story of all time, and that was pure sarcasm. So, I'm going to take y'all to Kansas City, Missouri, where a woman thought she had water in her ear. So she went to the doctor, had a professional take a look, take a gander, and it wasn't water. It was a spider, and it wasn't just any spider. It was a brown recluse spider.
Oh, I had a feeling.
Living in her ear. And if you don't know what a brown recluse spider is and what happens to you when they bite you, you can look it up. And warning, it's graphic. Imagine if that thing bit her inside her ear.
She got lucky.
And her skin just like started deteriorating from within. And people wonder why I don't like spiders.
Sounds like a band name, Deteriorating from Within.
I demand 5% of the profits. I will not bump it up to 50%, I swear.
No. You can't tell me that this isn't like a 2010, 2008 era deathcore band.
No, that's. I mean, yeah.
So it's lunchtime. One of my friends making jokes. Something. I was like noticing like a fly bee or whatever in the cafeteria. A few minutes later, I hear like the loud buzz, and I feel something hit my ear. So I like go to the bathroom. I'm like, nothing. I didn't hear the buzz come out. Didn't feel it. And to this day, as far as I know, I've never heard it fly out.
So a bee flew in your ear and it's been living there for years.
I doubt it's live at this point. Second grade, I was like, 7 years old? And I'm 22 now. So I just want to assume best situation as it flew in my ear and I was just too stupid to notice as a kid. Because I wouldn't want to imagine what a rotting bee would be like. Even with like all the earwax to, I don't know, like protect it or whatever. I doubt that it would do anything. But I swear, I not once heard it fly out or anything.
Here's a fun fact. If you combine the word bee and ear, you get beer.
Beer tastes like piss.
Amen to that.
Well, I mean, Dos Equis I can excuse because of commercials, and it's really not that bad. That's like the only beer I can excuse.
All right, we're going to end it there. So thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out. We will be back next week, as always. So we will talk to you then. Later.